about 7 in 10 U.S. adults say they are fully vaccinated against the COVIDs. I think this number is way high.
You think so?
I think it's closer to 50%.
I hope so.
I think it's closer to 50%. I don't, because in countries like Europe, in places like Europe, countries like France and Spain and Sweden and the United Kingdom and those places where they've got a lot more control over their population, I could see numbers like this, and I've seen numbers like this. The U.S. is so geographically spread out that I think these numbers are wrong, and they might be taking them off of. They might be saying 70% off of the cities.
It also could be the PR. Like, oh, well, 7 out of 10 people are vaxxed. It's just fine.
7 out of 10 people thinks this toothpaste makes you better in bed.
Yeah, okay. Consensus does not mean you are correct.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct. It's a good lesson to learn, by the way. See, you learn things on this show.
We're here to learn you.
We're here to learn you some things.
And some stuff and shit.
So this breaks it down into age brackets, and the highest rate is 65 and up, and that's because, and this is just what I believe to be so, I think the 65 and up age bracket is a lot more vulnerable in situations like this. Many of them are already going to doctors. Many of them are already living in nursing homes or have some form of care. Many of them are on routines, and it's a lot easier to get to them. So this is the number here that I can believe, and it's infuriating because I know that at least in the state of Michigan, tens of thousands of our elderly died alone in nursing homes.
Blake's grandmother.
Jesus Christ, on a bicycle. I didn't know that.
Yep. She died all, isolated and alone in one of these rest homes, and they would not allow him to see her or anything.
I would have gotten Killy at that point. I'm sorry. I absolutely would have gotten Killy at that point.
I'm just when he tells the story, it just breaks my heart, man.
That's fucking heartbreaking. That's the first time I've heard that. That's absolutely fucking heartbreaking. Blake, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I would absolutely have gotten Killy over that.
That's some fucked up shit, man.
Wow.
Also, we have a comment here. There was no deaths amongst but the Amish.
Mysteriously.
Yeah. Who knew?
That's true. There were no deaths reported among the Amish communities. Also, the majority who took an at-home coronavirus test did so in response to the symptoms. We're still in 2022 here. 63% were experiencing. They were indistinguishable from the flu or the cold.
That's right. The coronavirus is a cold virus. So if you have the common cold, you're still going to trigger the COOF test as well.
Do you remember what happened with the president of Tanzania?
I believe he
at
said
this time, at 2022.
He died.
He was assassinated.
Yes.
He was assassinated. But he was assassinated after he took the COVID tests and applied them to a goat, a mango, and a brick. I think it was a brick. I know it was a goat and a mango, but I think the third thing was a brick. And they all came back positive.
Yep.
And he basically, we've got a guy in Africa who's got more common sense than the entire United States of America. And he was assassinated shortly thereafter. Yeah.
All right. Remember, we were just talking about the turbo cancers?
Yes.
So here's a funny story. Mm-hmm. Pete, my best, he's like my brother, Pete.
I know Pete.
We served together for many years.
Yep.
He works for AT&T.
Okay.
And during the whole mandates, he basically said, "I'm not taking the shot." He went to his union store, and his union store said, "Oh, well, I guess you're gonna lose your job then. Ha, ha, ha." Well, that same union store had to have his hand cut off after he got like 5 or 6 of these vaccines because he developed this incredibly aggressive cancer
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that to
And his
take his
hand
whole
became
limb off.
necrotic?
No,
Yeah.
it was just spreading so fast. So they chopped his hand off, and then he finally had to be medically retired out of, the company because that same turbo cancer spread throughout his entire body.
Oh, that's a shame.
So I guess the joke's on him. I mean, I feel bad that he
I never
burned it.
wish anything like that on anybody.
Yeah,
I never
I'm
would
just
wish
saying.
anything on, but when you get your karmic enema, I mean, you asked for it. I'm sorry.
You're right. You're right. And I kept telling I'm Pete, give me his email. I will torment him. He's like, "Nah, let it lie."
Let him be, man. Let him be. Let him be. He's already paying the price.
I
He's
know, I know.
already paying the price.
I
Yeah,
just it
that's
just pissed me
that's
off when I heard that.
no, I get it. I get it. But that's I try not to wish anything horrible on people like that. That's you know, and when they do get it, I'm gonna say, hey, you kind of asked for the karma enema there, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You really did sort of ask for that.
And Pete just said in there, he said he lost his hand, then lost his arm, and then he was medically retired. And because uh, he didn't work because he was sucking off everyone else's union dues. He got a
Oh,
scrawny pension. Bummer.
oh, that's sad. So this whole thing started in early February of 2020, pretty much, and really peaked around 2021. Right around 2022, people were starting to go, kind of had enough. And the graphs finally admitted that this was the case. And you can see that people were like, nope. But by the middle of 22, they were like, over it. I'm through. I've had enough of your damn silliness.
Yeah. How long are you going to keep us locked down? It's already been 2 years.
How long were the Michigan lockdowns?
It went on for a while.
Hang on.
I
Let's
literally,
take a look.
I didn't really pay
I
attention.
ignored him. I didn't pay any attention to him at all.
Yeah. Yep. In fact, I'm still at the gym, the Gold's Gym at 13 in Hoover in Warren, because that guy said, "Fuck it, I'm not shutting down."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll give that guy my money.
Yeah. Let's see here. Impact. There isn't an actual. This is interesting.
What?
They're not really giving dates for it anywhere.
Hmm.
Here's the initial order.
For
And,
Michigan?
yeah, I'm looking for it right now. I'm trying to bring it up, and it doesn't really want to cooperate. I'm very surprised by this.
I'm not.
I'm kidding. Okay, it looks like it was around 6 months. That doesn't sound right. It was longer than that. Yeah, site can't be reached. Oh, big shock. Yeah, a lot of those sites have been taken down. That's why I screenshotted the hell out of that one. I knew it was going to be taken down. The second I saw those numbers coming up, I knew it was going to be taken down. It was just absolutely insane when that happened. It's how do you isolate a healthy population? What logic do you use to isolate a healthy population? And my big concern now is now that that's happened, what percentage of the population would respond to that again?
Probably not as many And unless it was an egregious where 50% of the people were dying, okay, maybe that would, you can pull
Yeah,
something
we'd
like
have
that
to
off.
have a real serious outbreak that where you could see actual results and people actually falling over dead.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.